Archimex login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning. Dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
And welcome to another spicy, geriatric version of the Lodgecast. I'm your Lodge Master. With me, as always, is Brother Bieschke.
Good morning.
And Brother Lucas.
Top of the day.
It's another morning in Burbank, a morning screening for Clint Eastwood's The Mule. Clint, what have you been doing lately?
Pushing 90.
88.
9 decades on the horizon.
The 1517 to Paris was to be the first episode of this podcast you're listening to. Infamously, Lucas would not attend.
To see it in a theater alone is asking someone to walk across hot coals without any assistance on either side.
People have been asked to do that, and they have accomplished it, by the way.
Wow.
Firewalker. I'm
wow.
Bishke and I were the firewalkers. We instinctively left the movie in the middle of it to go to MacGuffin's to get a stiff drink.
God.
Yeah.
It's a shock to the system.
And Lucas, to your credit, you have caught up with it.
But it took me a MacGuffin's break. It took me 2 sittings to get through it because about 22 minutes in, you just hit the eject button like in like a pilot, you know,
it's
spinning out of control. Yeah, you can't stay awake.
I think right after the title sequence, right after the title card, when you realize that these are real dudes, these are not actors.
In the car, yeah, I was revisiting it last night.
Oh my!
Yeah.
But what's even crazier is it's like not just that, but then when you do cast actors, you're casting comedians.
Yeah, it's all comedians.
You cast J. Lee White, a.k.a. Steve Urkel from Family Matters, as well as Thomas Lennon
and
from
Tony
Reno 911, and Tony Hale, and it's like off the rails. Like I'm just laughing at like certain scenes.
That movie has a special place in my heart, but it is
bananas.
It is one of the worst films ever made.
It feels
especially by a respected director.
It feels like Clint either didn't make it at all, meaning he gave like his DP or someone a camera and was like, just shoot the script and let me know when it's done,
right.
Or Clint shot it himself and was like, don't talk to me, I know what I'm doing, I've been doing it my entire career, I got this, like, and everyone just like stepped back and let him deliver that.
So suffice it to say, the shadow of the 1517 looms large over this morning's proceedings. This looks like he's got some actual actors in it. Bradley Cooper, although Bradley Cooper didn't seem to have any lines in the trailer.
No, I think he's doing Clint a solid.
He's doing Clint a solid for his...
He's too big for this, but he knows Clint doesn't have a lot of time left.
And
this could be his last movie.
They bromanced on American Sniper, and
Clint was supposed to direct A Star Is Born with Cooper and Beyonce before something happened, and they pushed it. And
is that a true Hollywood story?
That is accurate. Yeah.
That's a scoop. Bishke, did you know
Speaking
about
of scoops,
this?
I did know that. Speaking of scoops, our resident Clint expert has arrived here. Should we pause and get him in here?
Let's get him in here.
Okay, let's make a pause sound effect. And magically, Brother Nathan is here.
Welcome.
Materializing in the Prius.
So you're the Clint expert, huh?
Clint,
I didn't even know.
In residence Clint doctor.
Well, I am a Clint Eastwood fan. I mean, I have followed his films. I think the best thing to say about him is he had a great eye for material, and his early picks, his movies like Bagaya. You guys have talked about his career a little bit. I don't know if you have.
No, we're just getting into it.
We're talking about later period, like say 1517,
like Space
to Paris.
Cowboys. Oh no, yeah, the very last film I have not seen.
Oh,
with the actors. I know you guys.
You're in for a real
You recommend
treat.
I sit down and put that in and watch
Yes.
it by myself?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just did, and it's
It's like, here's a shotgun.
it's challenging, but it has its rewards.
We die alone, and we watch 1517 to Paris alone.
Eastwood's kind of also like Woody Allen, where like every other film is like either really kind of like it nails what it's trying to do, and then there's one that's like always way off.
Yeah.
And he's always at the helm though, so he's. I like his very reserved, like the way what I hear about his reserved way of directing the actors, and I think what he gets sometimes
One
is
and
bigger
done.
than what he
One
what
take,
he, you know, the
and
sum of
that's
its parts.
it. Like, and it doesn't help in the 1517 when you're lead guy.
Well,
We can
okay,
ram
well,
on that one. We can ram on that
We
one.
gotta talk about the Mule.
Right.
I haven't read any reviews. The trailer looked like peppermint for the older set. It looks like he's taken on some Mexican drug dealers, and it looks
It looks like it has some edge to it.
it looks like it could be another kind of secure our borders kind of panic bullshit.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
look, I don't agree with his politics, and Gran Torino was hashtag problematic, and this movie's trailer had some of that too, like definitely some of that.
But I'm open-minded and I'm optimistic though, because I feel like he can't go worse than 1517. You can't.
well, no, 1517.
Those three guys. You
That would
cannot-
that would definitely if you were a younger filmmaker, like that would
kill
That
you.
would be like Richard Kelly career ending.
Yeah, that
like
movie
you would be
couldn't-
out of the business so fast.
Honestly, that movie couldn't make it into film festivals. If it
No.
didn't have Clint's name on it, it
Yeah.
would
Right.
not get
There's
into
no
film
chance.
festivals.
No
Well,
way.
Some of the magic of all of them is that he's in them though. His acting is
Yeah,
actually.
I'm ready to see him.
He's at the center of an axis here,
Ye-
but there's not going to be many more where he's the main guy.
No,
here,
I think
so
this might be a
is-
swan song because I thought Gran Torino was in terms of on-screen performance, but here when I saw the trailer, as iffy as certain elements of it were, Clint's VO when he was like, "I'm sorry for what it's worth," like I'm sorry for everything, like I got a knot in my throat, like I got like kind of hit me
Yes.
on a gut level, and I was like, "God damn you, man!"
There was a music
like,
swell in the
What
trailer
about
as
the
well.
what about the
Yeah.
fifth time you saw that trailer?
It still affected me. Like it really
No, I think
is
it's a
like
good trailer.
it's
We'll-
really heavy.
we'll
like
see how it
really-
ends, too. Like, if
seems
he's got-
portentous.
I'm imagining he's gonna have a bullet in his gut and he just drives his truck off into the dusty sunset.
Well, let me just say that this.
Well, it's
about-
based on a true story, so it's got to be somewhat grounded, right?
I think
was
I have a
American
prediction. though.
Sniper.
I have a prediction where he's really going to stir the pot here through the whole film, but he'll get away. This is all these genres. He'll get away. But
Let's talk,
he'll
the
go
fate
in.
of Mule.
He'll get away on his car. He's like, I'm free and clear. I'm gonna stop and get a cup of coffee. And like Bradley Cooper's gonna be there, some guy trying to track him.
Yep.
I kind of something like that.
And then he lets him
and
go.
he's like, he lets him go, but he's like, I know it was you, damn it.
Yeah.
You
I
get out of here,
like that
you dirty
one.
old man. You dirty old man. So I think that that's like in my heart of hearts. Like I think Clint can do that.
Dirty old
I
man.
think there's gonna be a very like soft. There'll be a melodic score, but it'll just be very simple. He's
You
gonna
think
do everything
Clint will
real
sing on the
a
soundtrack?
dime. He'll sing the final end
Yes.
credit song, which he's done before.
Torino.
I mean, his face, guys. He used to be carved out of a block of like granite. He looked
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, one of the weird things-
but now Lucas, he looks like a bowl of porridge with eyes in there.
looks like ISIS chipped down that
what I
granite.
found like
But he's
super,
gotta go with it, you know?
super weird about the 1517 was that there were scenes where like the real life characters like portrayed as like younger kids had like Clint Eastwood posters in their bedroom.
Yes,
of,
yes,
like,
that's my
like,
favorite
like,
from Iwo
and then like, when they were
what?
older, when it was the actual real guy, he had like the Man with No Name T-shirt.
Yeah,
and I'm
but-
thinking like, was this real? Like, did you really wear
What-
this on the day it really happened, or are you
What
guys just
12
like circle jerking like on set with him because you're like,
What
I'm making a
12-year-old
movie?
has a Letters from Iwo Jima poster in his bed?
it was
That was so
bananas.
wrong.
That
This
my
shit was
favorite detail-
bananas.
My
It
favorite
just,
detail.
it just felt weird.
All right, well,
You got it free from the video.
We're
store.
gonna end up
Like,
talking about 1517 to Paris all day if we don't end this.
Oh
we
well, I gotta catch up and see this one.
You do. Everybody within the
Oh,
sound of my
by
voice,
myself.
Yeah.
just check it out. It is unbelievable. The whole movie's a salad dragon. But
It is.
let's go get muled. Let's go have a Moscow mule.
It's our last Lodge cast of the year.
It
Oh, it is. Oh,
This is the last one.
It's the one
Gotta
last
scoop
ride.
one in.
One
there.
last,
So help
one
me
last
God.
cast.
This is the last one.
Get too old for this shit.
We'll see you on the other
swear.
side.
Too old for this shit.
Oh man. Oh Clint. And we are back, hot and fresh from that mule. Woo! That mule was a traveling man.
It was a long run.
Let me just say first, I am so happy this is the final film of the Lodgecast year, of the calendar year.
Fitting.
It's so fitting. This movie has it all.
The movie should have been called 2018.
Before we dig into that mule, Bishki, what's that snops smelling like?
From the Rotten Tomatoes, Earl Stone, a man in his 80s who was broke, alone, and facing foreclosure of his business when he is offered a job that simply requires him to drive. Easy enough, but unbeknownst to Earl, he just signed on as a drug courier for a Mexican cartel. He does well, so well in fact, that his cargo increases exponentially, and Earl is assigned a handler. But he isn't the only one keeping tabs on Earl. It keeps going. The mysterious new drug mule has also hit the radar of hard-charging DEA agent Colin.
He's gonna make a big splash.
Hard charging like Richard Chance.
What a genre. Okay,
Hold on,
Keep
Hold
going.
on.
We're not supposed to editorialize.
Hard-charging DEA agent.
No.
Keep going. Get through it.
It's been a giggle fest the whole movie, too,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Our
Keep
row
going.
was...
I'm trying to.
All right.
Be professional.
Hard-charging.
It's like...
Just skip that part.
Move past that part.
Move past it.
Just read the next line.
Okay, we got it. We got this.
I gotta get to his
I'm
name.
crying.
Okay.
What
We
the
got
hell?
it. We got it. Go.
Colin Bates.
There.
And even as his money problems become a thing of the past,
Yeah.
Earl's past mistakes start to weigh heavily on him.
Yeah, they do.
They did,
It's
yeah.
uncertain if he'll have time to right those wrongs before law enforcement or the cartel's enforcers catch up to him.
Jesus. Oh my God.
That's wrong.
Now
Okay.
let's just comment on why we are reacting such like uproariously at the description, because Cooper, and this is crazy,
Bradley Cooper.
in the same year as A Star Is Born, he has got like a day player
Yes.
role. Like this
Yes.
is literally a glorified extra. This could be anyone. This literally could be. This should have been Laurence Fishburne, but because he got Bradley Cooper on the
Yeah.
phone and asked him yes or no, and Bradley Cooper couldn't say no.
Couldn't. He literally
had
had
to
to
be
do
He
that.
gave Laurence Fishburne an even worse thankless day player role.
Okay, let's approach this.
But hard charging, he is not. I mean, he is sleepwalking. I mean, he is so like in post on Star Is Born while he's acting.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's all true. It's all true.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Shot at
mule.
the same time.
The Mule feels like a movie created by an 80-something-year-old man.
Oh my god!
It is so geriatric.
My god!
Oh my
This is
God.
First draft.
Gran Torino with the gloves on.
Yeah.
With the gardening gloves on, though, we walked in and I felt so young. We were the youngest little tiny
all
boys
white.
in that
It was
theater.
all white.
Yeah.
It was all
Hardcore Eastwood bass.
very, very, his bass was there. It was an Eastwood
There were
rally.
walkers. There were chaperones, like younger for the older
Oxygen
people.
tanks.
There were bathroom trips in groups because they had to go together.
Canes.
There was a lot of
walkers and canes.
A lot of just talking, like rephrasing things that happened.
People were missing lines. What
Yeah.
did they just say?
Yeah.
People were
And
repeating the
then
lines.
full
It was just-
explanation.
Whispers in the
And then the
theater.
groups would come back from the bathrooms and have to be brought up to date with what was going on in the movie. It all happened, and I viewed the whole thing as a sociological experiment. I'm just like, this is interesting to just see how this all unfolds at 10 a.m. on a fucking Sunday.
And it played great. I think
it did play like
everyone around
gangbusters.
us was way more plugged
They
in
loved
than we
it.
were on a different
It
level.
was a geriatric comedy all the way.
It was playing to its audience.
So
hard.
here's the thing. So Clint Eastwood plays this kindly gardener, and it begins right off the bat where a Latino gentleman pulls up to his gardening service, and he's like, "Hey, you're driving that car around here looking like you want to get deported. you know,
Yeah.
like
First line.
Taco truck.
Real
Ta- yeah,
Taco
driving
Mobile
that
first
taco
line, yeah.
mobile around, looking like you want to get deported.
Oof.
It's like he took his character from Gran Torino, sanded off some of the edges,
yeah.
but he's basically at this point and throughout the movie just saying, "Yeah, it's a character, but isn't it kind of all of you that are watching me and me? Like,
Yeah.
aren't we kind of at this point where we can just, you know, say that all Mexicans look alike?" Which he says in the movie.
yes.
He is openly racist. This
He
is
is
a
openly
racist,
He does
sexist like character
it in
that is
Gran Torino,
hashtag
too.
problematic, and I was cringing
But
at
in
a
this-
lot of it, like
but
with my
in-
eyes closed.
He's
That's how bad
aware.
it
He's
was.
aware of what he's doing.
He's aware of
Oh,
what he's doing.
100%.
But let me try to see. You guys will know what I'm saying, but I'm going to try to explain this. He's framing it as this is a character, and the character is, I guess, delightfully out of touch. But the audience that we're sitting with, it's uproarious laughter of recognition.
Yeah.
So it's like, to them, it's just kind of like, oh, this is the naughty stuff we think but do not say. You know?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what made it feel very uncomfortable.
dirty.
Yeah.
It just feels
Like
dirty.
dirty.
Yeah.
It feels shallow.
I
Dirty.
feel
Feels
it was
shallow.
very shallow, and I felt like I was an accessory, just being privy or witness to it, because like I was not laughing. I think we were the only 4 that weren't laughing at like his racial slurs and like.
Well, because-
He's like, bye,
I mean,
Dykes.
this is how he makes
Yeah.
This is how he
we'll
makes
it.
we'll get to
Okay,
the we'll get
okay.
to the dykes, and we'll get to the salad dragon scene. Nobody jumped to the
Oh
salad dragon scene.
no! Are
Yeah,
you kidding?
like,
This is one of those
sequence,
movies
yeah.
where it's the best because the salad dragons build on each other. Like, I see something early and I'm like, mental note, that's it.
yeah.
And then I see something later and I'm like, nope, that's the previous thing squared. But this one cubed the squared result. Oh my fuck. Anyway, so let's get there. Let's slowly drive toward it.
Yeah.
So Eastwood, the intro is very interesting, and a lot of his, I think he didn't write this one, but
No,
No,
Nick
no writing
Shank.
credit.
Nick
Yeah.
Shank took credit,
but he approved it.
and it's not, for the record. They didn't attribute it to the article about the real life story, which I could have sworn it was based off the article.
Yeah, it's based
but,
off a New York Times story.
but it's
So
different.
that wasn't
yeah,
material. That wasn't in it at all.
It's
Yeah.
all fictional.
based.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like they just took that and ran
premise.
with it. But the early going where he is in his prime, where he
Prime Mule.
he go no
In 05, in the
No,
prologue.
in 05,
in 05.
where-
it's so
He-
rickety.
For some reason, it starts in 05. We have no
He-
idea why.
well,
to show him in his heyday.
he's dressed super snappy. He strides into this horticulture expo, and he's charming everybody's
Academy Award.
pants off. The writing is so clear as to what you need to know. Like, it's almost refreshing in like a faith-based or Lifetime film kind of way.
Yeah.
Everything's just laid completely bare. He walks in, he sees a dude explaining how to order flowers on the internet, and you know, he clearly does things the old-fashioned way. So he looks at this guy and literally mutters to himself, internet, who needs it? That's what he says.
Get a flat tire, you gotta call the internet. Find out
call
how to
Google.
change it.
So
He's cursing everybody out who's on
he
phone.
goes to his little setup, and people just hound it. Like, it's so fucking funny
And he's
how clear it is what you need to be
He's
getting
like,
from
You'd
it.
think it's Viagra, he says.
Yeah. He's like, he's passing out flowers. He's like, you think I'm giving away free Viagra? That's like the
Viagra.
level of joke. That's the level of joke we got. But then you add like racial shit to that level of joke, and that's what we're talking about.
And
It's
then,
like,
and then you
it's
throw,
not even clever.
And then you
Slap
you
that.
throw in, like, right off the bat, he's coming in super hot. Because no, dramatically, I mean, because it's not just the caricature, but it's also this prologue that you're describing is occurring on his daughter's wedding day. Like, she is in her wedding gown. They are waiting for him to walk her down the aisle, to give her away to her husband at the church, and he is too busy schmoozing and hobnobs, winning some award for growing flowers or something. And the drama where he shows up, it's just like fireworks. It's like the audition scene in the opening scene. It's like out of 10. It's like the Oscar clip they're already playing, and it's like, I don't need to see this much this soon. but they really are just establishing like
the family dysfunction.
Yeah.
The daughter, they clearly...
But they haven't earned any of it. So it's like you don't care about any of it. And it's like just old people arguing, and it's just painful.
It's shit that all the characters know. Like the mom, his ex-wife, tells the daughter in her wedding dress, "It's your wedding day." He hasn't shown up for this. He hasn't shown up for that. He hasn't shown up for a lot of stuff. And it's all just like boneheaded familial exposition. Like there's no mystery to what's going on.
There's no nuance. There's no craft. Like it's just clunky. Just like let's cram it down their throats.
It's kind of shot that way too. And like I bring up faith-based. It's like it's very much.
It definitely feels faith-based.
Just
for sure.
If the subject is framed in the shot and it's in focus, let's go. You know, there's no visual panache to this
grammar.
movie.
Yeah.
That's like that with all Eastwood. There's flubbed lines in this. There's like,
yes.
And it's because he's one take. I don't know
one
why
take.
he thinks
Yeah.
all of it
He's
has
chilling.
to happen. Like
A lot of the
I think
takes
that backfires.
A lot of the
on him
takes felt like they were improv or ad lib.
He doesn't have time for takes.
Because he grumbles. Like there are just scenes. Like, there's tales of scenes where he's just like, oh,
It's
hard.
hard.
Gotcha.
It's hard to mic him, I think, because he has this kind of ancient grumble, which, like, I still think he's a captivating performer, but we have to be able to kind of decipher what he's saying, like sometimes it's just old man grumble and that's funny, but sometimes he's saying some shit and I'm like, wait, what? Like,
he's having a hard time projecting. He's old now. Like,
so anyway,
he looked as
from
markedly old
from
as
the
we've ever
opening
seen him.
scene. Yeah, it was like, wow, he is much older and frailer and grumblier, and it's
that
kinda,
opener was in the past.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
So then we
I thought,
flash
maybe
forward.
he's supposed to be younger, and Clint's like, well, I'm going to play the role. Like, fuck it, I'm the young guy.
We flash forward. We flash forward 12 years, and now his outfit's dirty.
He looked better, I thought.
His
like,
company has gone belly up because of the internet, and he goes, and now his granddaughter is engaged to be married.
Formija, right?
Yes.
Is it Formija? The nun Formija?
Yeah.
From the nun?
And he shows up at their party. The daughter's not talking to him. The wife, Dianne Wiest, is pissed. And they kind of have it out in front of
it's like another heavy-handed, clunky drama scene, audition scene.
It's big.
It's
like,
big. Oh, I was cringing because it was like, again, this is stuff that normally happens like at the end of a movie, and here we're like 5, maybe 10 minutes in, and it's like back-to-back wedding arguments.
But
and it's just like, ugh.
The only Latino at the party is listening to his money woes, and in one of the clunkiest bits of exposition I've ever encountered, he walks with Clint over to his old beat-up truck.
Yeah.
And he's like, he looks at all the little stickers of the different states, and he's like, looks like you've been around. And he's like, yep, 41 states out of 50, never got a ticket. Clean record. Clean record, never got a ticket. And it's just like, you're at a movie about a drug mule, so it's like, you just see him setting, just cutting the bullshit. Like, they don't go out for coffee or anything. The relationship doesn't develop into this.
Why would this guy think, Clint would want to be a drug mule?
He just offers that he has a clean record and has never been pulled over. So the wheels start turning. Clint gets mixed up with this kind of shady cartel business run out of a tire shop where they load his truck up with a duffel bag.
They got like AK-47s, like...
And he doesn't bat an eyelash. The funny thing is, it's like, on his second run or third run, he actually looks in the bag to see what's in there, which he's been told not to do. And holy shit, it's drugs. But what did he think? Like, he's so chill the first couple rides.
Yeah, the very first run.
They have AK-47s.
Yeah.
And so when he actually looks and sees that it's drugs, you can't act. That's not a surprise.
No, yeah, I rang false, definitely,
Yeah.
because you're right. From the opening get-go, like, he should know what he's getting
And they're
into.
I think it was about the quantity. Like, because he was always saying, hey, getting bigger, boys. He did comment on the size every time.
It's
Except
weird.
for the final when they piled it in.
It's weird that the movie didn't establish him as, like, having little lapses of judgment to give him that out, like to make it seem like, oh, maybe they are taking it. Maybe they lie to him and they're like, it's toys for tots, old man, and maybe he believes it. But no, he knows what's up.
No, he's dirty. He knows.
And
he's not clean in this.
And the audience is just laughing. He just making all these comments about Mexican and speaking in Spanish, like it was just
one after another. Yeah.
It just felt out of time from a different era.
Definitely.
Which it is. He is.
This movie took its time. I mean, with character development, like they were developing the guys that follow him.
Okay.
Those guys started to
but then, like 45 minutes in, I want to say 60 minutes in, it just randomly cuts to Andy Garcia as a cartel leader.
Andy
now
Garcia
that segues into the...
And it's like, was that Andy Garcia? Oh, yeah, it was. Okay,
Andy Garcia should just understand that he's going to be a cartel leader for the rest of his acting career. That's just where they're going to put him. Like, he's going to be the cartel guy.
I think the Ocean's 11 trilogy kind of put him as a villain kind of heavy. Because he settled into the elder statesman, godfather role.
And what a plush... Like, if you're going to get typecast... Well, it's great. Hang out by the pool for the rest of your career.
Beautiful girl shooting golden double-barrel shotguns. I mean, sign me up.
So anyway, the hard-charging DA.
Oh man! So Bradley Cooper's first scene, he's looking down. He is sounding down. He's like hungover. He's sleepwalking. He's faxing it in.
Speaking of typecast, Laurence Fishburne. How many times has he played the
cop,
the captain, or whatever
for over
behind
10 years
since
Midnight
behind the desk.
Midnight Garden of Good and Evil, or was it Mystic River first? I
there
forget.
is one scene in this movie where they are walking down a hall, but it's in the same building. Otherwise, he is in the same office, behind or around the same desk for the entirety of the movie, of all of his scenes.
I mean, it's as simple as Clint literally calling these guys up and saying yes or no, and you don't say no to him.
I think Fishburne did one day. I think he did one day.
Maybe.
Michael Peña.
And
Michael Peña had it even worse. Yeah.
He was never like in focus.
No.
I don't think that he was always in.
He was always off camera in the back.
He quipped a little, or it was like, hey,
he's Bradley Cooper's partner. And it's so, like, if you're gonna go down the rabbit hole of like, Clint, you racist old coot, he's only in the movie so that he can say all that anti-Mexican shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's this guy's a good family man. It's
not all Mexicans drug cartel run.
Yeah, he's got it covered.
So to me, like, he has no other character, so that's why he's in the movie.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're not hot on his trail. He's not hard charging because they're just slowly putting the case together. I mean, if you're really into the movie, it's tantalizing, I guess, to know that these two guys are going to come together at some point, like, De Niro and Pacino. But I don't know. It felt a little slack to me.
Yeah, it would only work if like Cooper was the local town sheriff that Eastwood like lived in, and it was like more localized.
They knew each other.
A national network or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really don't have much to work with in terms of building or ratcheting up drama
until
or
the third act.
No.
Yeah. And how many drug runs did we go through?
So many. Oh.
And what was weird is they would have title cards, so like first run, and it's like, how is this relevant or important?
Every run, I kid you not, every run starts on a drone shot of his truck, and then we cut inside, and Clint's just like
singing,
mumble warbling along with some old classic.
They had all the classics on the road. Yeah, all the road songs.
On the road again.
Ain't
cool
that
I've been
everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
He sings that ain't that a kick in the head. They play it twice. They play it once, they interpolate it into the score, and then they play the actual song again.
Oh God.
He loves that song. And then sometimes it's just kind of ancient, kind of semi-smooth jazz, like just kind of a drowsy trumpet. Like the movie starts with similar feeling music, and
it felt like Gary Marshall.
The elderly couple next to me instinctively both just yawned right when the movie started. They were just like, because it was just a shot of a flower,
Yeah.
But anyway,
out of focus shot.
So
Bradley Cooper and Michael Peña also get the worst co-star that's like an informant that they've got to work
Oh,
with.
that guy.
And he's like the
Wynham, right?
silliest guy ever.
He's got some facial looks that just made me crack
It was
up.
like almost as bad as the manager from A Star Is Born that Cooper had to deal with in terms of performers.
Well, Clint, judging by his last few films, he casts a lot on the periphery of the craft of acting. Like, I don't know that some of these people, again, like, I don't think acting is their dream. You know, I think they dabble in acting, but they must have something else going on, because some of the, and it could also be the first take syndrome.
Could be that first take syndrome, yeah.
So I don't know. I can't.
I think
really...
he goes with his gut, just like everything. I feel like this whole movie is like, it goes with his gut. Like, he's like, this is the best choice each time that something's presented to him.
I can't really hold
It's
it
clunky
against.
in that way.
I can't really hold it against any of the actors. You know, I think the direction is so laid back that they. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I also think Bradley Cooper has tattooed on eyeliner. That's my theory. I want you guys
He's
to
got luscious eyelashes.
watch his eyes. He's also like.
Implants, maybe.
I think he's doing something to his face. So like when he gets to Clint's age, I'm very interested to see what the structure of his face is at that point. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Oh man, Eastwood's face.
So should we get to the salad dragon scene?
I think we should.
Because honestly, I did not expect it to hit or land as hard as it did. But I was dying.
Now, Bishki,
It was wonderful.
I thought that you would for sure be going to the bathroom at the wrong point in this.
Somehow,
I
unbelievably, I
think
didn't
you
have to.
almost did. I think
He stirred.
The dude next to me did go to the bathroom and came in kind of mid salad dragon suite. So anyway, Clint's done a few runs. He's informed that the big boss, Andy Garcia, likes what he's doing, and he wants to meet him. So Clint flies down to...
And Clint mutters like, oh, okay, yeah.
He flies down to, I guess, Mexico, and they're having a pool party.
Oh God, this pool party.
And the pool party, it is dirty old man status, because the camera, it's like the camera's never seen an ass before.
Yeah.
There's these women
There's a lot
in
of big
thongs,
booties.
Just
and
center frame.
the camera keeps
Right in your face.
drifting
Steady
down,
cam all over the
just
booties.
all,
Linger.
it kept going. I had to turn all the way to the side because I couldn't even look. I didn't even want that in my periphery. It was so embarrassing. It kept leering, and it wasn't even lit. Did you guys notice that?
No, the whole movie's not lit. That's
was
what's crazy.
so-
There's people that fall into darkness. Like,
Yeah, the
completely.
movie looked like garbage.
But
Yeah.
when the butt started on screen, it's like, okay, we're surrounded by,
Yeah,
I-
stereotype.
we're surrounded by senior citizens in the theater, and you get a lot of, oh my, oh my.
The older guys are loving it.
But then it keeps going, and everybody kind of shut up. Like, then it just became quiet and weird, and watching Clint's like face kind of he was
dancing with
he was
everyone.
great in the swinging 70s, like he was in his element, and he's still got some of those same dance moves that you can see he's trying to work in.
Yeah, I started cringing when he was dancing. That's when I started kind of going,
my.
the crypt
So-
keeper on holiday.
it was like Weekend at Bernie's 3, yeah.
He's dancing, but he's got like one arm up on your like shoulder with the girls, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
moving around in a circle.
And you hear mumbling like, "Oh, you're delightful." You know?
yeah.
you got
Like,
that move.
he's gonna slip her a Werther's original.
Oh
or
my,
something.
oh my beautiful girls.
So,
Cut her up.
so he's dancing with this one young lady, and Andy Garcia comes over, and they kind of sandwich her in
And
a
he
creepy
like
way.
gets like right in her ear, and he's
behind
just
her
like,
head,
you take the old guy upstairs and you tuck him in,
Give him pleasure.
and you stay with him and you take care of him and you make sure like he'll be fine. And,
Make
like,
sure he feels good.
Make sure he feels good.
Yeah. So
And then we proceed.
And then he's like, be careful, Tata. Like, don't hurt yourself, Tata.
we cut. Tata's his nickname from the cartel. So we go up into his bedroom. I'm like, I was not looking at the screen for a while, and then I looked back, and we were in the bedroom, and I was like, Wait, are we really? Wait, are we in the bedroom?
We're in with Clint.
So
As soon as we go in the bedroom, I started losing it.
Yeah.
I could not.
we were lazy.
I just wanted
It was like
play
making
out.
me feel guilty about like all like the things I've seen, you know, because it's like here is something like that I
This is
really
getting
feel
real.
ashamed about that I'm about to witness.
So Clint sits down on the bed. She is kind of rubbing on him a little bit, and then we cut back to the party, and I'm like, oh, okay, suggested sex. Now he's gonna come back and like be full of vim and vigor, maybe have a few new dance moves. We cut back, and Clint is shirtless.
I am
and
dying
now-
at this point.
And,
I'm
now,
dying.
and now he's laying on the bed.
I'm crying too.
I was
I'm like
crying.
looking through my fingers.
It
was an image, man.
She gets on top of him, and he mumbles something like "mamacita" or something like that. And then another woman comes in. Another woman comes in. She takes her top off.
Nudity, folks. We're talking bare breast nudity.
And she gets down on the bed with him, and he's just like, ooh la la, ooh my, ay Dios mío, or something. And oh my God, we were fucking.
I was dying.
I had
There's
to
some
leave.
laughter.
I had tears streaming down my cheeks. I was laughing so hard.
The laughter fit. I don't think I could have stopped it. I did not leave the theater.
You had to leave.
I had to go.
You did leave.
I was laughing for at least 3 or 4 scenes after that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh.
because I couldn't stop picturing the tits in Clint's face with his shirt off.
Well, we cut. Yeah, I had the same problem because we cut back to the hard charging DEA.
Oh my God.
And
that was just not working.
It was like coming off of that. You can't. We don't give a shit about that now.
Nothing.
You've rerouted
Nothing.
the movie at
They
that point.
needed at least one more scene with Andy Garcia after that scene in order for us to kind of
I'm
come
sure
out of
they
it.
They probably cut something.
Because to go from that to Laurence Fishburne and Cooper
I
talking
was
shop,
laughing
it
my
was-
ass off during that scene just
do it.
thinking back. I
Same.
couldn't handle it.
Same.
If you're listening to this, go see this movie just for that.
Yeah,
Like,
take your family, like Christmas. You'll be home for Christmas.
Oh,
like,
so many families! So many
You're gonna
families!
see this.
So many families are gonna go to this. Oh,
It may deliver. It does deliver on that, though. I think the audience we saw this with was like, oh man, they were into it.
They were loving it.
They
were
clapped.
loving
Some
it.
people clapped at the end
There
of this.
was an
film.
applause
There
at the end, which
But
was shocking.
That's old fashioned too. Like you see a good show, you let them know they did a good job. But anyway, I was also smelling hard liquor throughout this.
The guy next to me, I think, had something in his coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Sunday. We're all chilling, so
Yeah.
no
He
judgment.
had all
But
his gold jewelry on.
the scent was present. So then we enter kind of the third act. Oh, another thing, kind of a Salad Dragon adjacent scene. I just thought was kind of, I don't know, just so Clint kind of moment was. So he keeps seeing things around that need money, you know? So, like, the VFW had a fire, and they're like, the guy looks at his truck, and he's like, wish we had an extra 25 grand laying around to rebuild this place. So Clint goes on another run, hum-da-doo-da-doo, gets the money. Then they have a big party.
Yeah,
a reopening party, but the singers are. It's all about respecting the troops. They are in a VFW, but it's just like it's like a showcase for the band.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the movie.
And they were like
Those lyrics-
real polka couple. Like that was a local hire.
The lyrics were all about supporting the troops and like
Yeah.
It's like
There's always jags like that in these Eastwood movies. He always goes like a little longer. There's like a jazz fest in the middle of Play Misty for me.
Yes.
That doesn't fit there, and it's like 40 minutes because he's just like,
He loves it.
Let's sit with me. You know,
Yes.
he's like, let me show you the music I like.
It's
in every movie.
That's exactly it. But then at the end of
Gran
that
Torino had
scene, they're like, now you got to fix the rec center, and then he's back on the road again.
I thought that was gonna be the film's.
Yeah, I
language
thought they
for a
were gonna
while.
go all the way through.
But
With
let me just say, after a while, I'm like, why is Clint keep doing? I mean, like he's fixed the VFW. He's
He's got flashy jewelry.
It's like I thought they were gonna like kidnap his granddaughter.
He bought a
or-
new
or
truck.
He's
Yes.
got an
Do
updated
something to up the
heighten
stakes,
it, yes.
like or make his medical bills out of control.
That
or something.
never happened.
That never
Yeah.
happens. He's just
It
going
just
on
all goes
drug
to him.
runs
Yeah,
over
it all
and
goes
over.
to
And
him.
Yeah.
once he buys a new truck with his money, it's a Lincoln commercial.
It's very
Yes.
immoral. Yeah.
Like the
It's covered
Lincoln,
all the time,
the
yeah.
Lincoln logo is in. I'd
lot of
say
frames,
I'd
yeah.
say most over 50%.
Like he drives through White Sands Monument, it looks like a Lincoln
It
commercial.
looks like a Lincoln
yeah.
commercial.
When you're smuggling drugs, you want a classy car. It's not going to get you pulled over.
So they're Clint and the hard-charging DEA agent are on a crash course, inevitably, and they have a close call. They run into each other at a Waffle House, and I thought that scene was good. Like, I'm gonna give credit where due. I hear some groans, but I thought that scene, I think because Bradley really wanted to be in a scene with Clint, like, that was fun for him, and you could see the light in his eyes, like, I'm acting with a legend right now. And it's funny. It's like he's talking to Bradley Cooper about, don't be on your phone so much, you got to take the time,
family first,
second, giving him life lessons.
Don't make the mistake I made.
What did you guys think that was bullshit, or I like that scene?
Well, I mean, there's a scene, there's a shot in the trailer where Bradley comes after him, and then
Yes.
and it's a fake out. I mean,
Yeah.
The guy who edited the trailer,
was
deserves
amazing.
an award.
Yes, the trailer is
Because
utterly amazing.
This is not the movie.
No, not at all. Like,
But
not in the
it was
little.
not
Like, the
what-
trailer has more tension and suspense and stakes than the movie we saw.
Yeah.
Trailers often do. That's what they do.
Yeah.
If they do it
but
right.
but it's like he does deserve an award. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
There was
Well-
like a point with the canine dog too, where it's this
Yeah.
moment where it's like, what's the stakes here? They're gonna find his thing.
Oh.
But he uses the Bengay trick to.
He puts Ben Gay on the
He
dog.
has
his hands and
He has a
wads,
crisp
rubs it over the dog's
new tube of Ben Gay sitting in the cup holder that he MacGyvers into his hands and rubs on the
How does
dog's
he know to
face.
do that?
Yeah, he just instant like there are shades of a more interesting movie. Like, he's apparently, he's a Korean war vet, and
It's Gran Torino. isn't
he's
it?
like
Gran Torino.
he's like not
Jeez.
he's not intimidated by guns in his face, which is interesting. They don't really follow up on that, because he gets,
He does stand his own with these guys.
he does, but it's not like he does anything above and beyond. Like, the movie, it doesn't really even have any violence. It's weird. Like,
kind of comedic.
Yeah, because it is R.
throughout.
But there's no.
it's R for language.
It's shades of Breaking
Yeah.
Bad.
And
it's
nudity.
shades-
Or orgy.
It's like, it is that. Yeah.
But anyway, there's shades of a more interesting movie. Like you said, like, if his granddaughter did get kidnapped, why is she even in the movie?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that was gonna happen just to have some spice. There was nothing
there was
happening.
Yeah.
There's got to be stakes.
And she was a name. And
well,
she's just
his
there.
ex-wife, Dianne Wiest, comes down with movie-itis, and suddenly...
A sick Wiest. That kind of broke my heart a little. I was
yeah.
looking at this tweet. I never want to see a sick
I don't
Wiest.
want to see
No.
that.
So,
yeah.
on
She's
his-
too
she's
real.
such a doll.
On
She's
his-
like our mom.
On his
Oh,
last
yeah.
big score, he reroutes because his granddaughter calls and says, she's got a bad case of movie-itis. You got to get over here. So he does go there, and I thought that scene was great. I know it was hard to watch, but
It's tough.
it was like, it was two actors going for it. I believed them. That could have been in a better movie. Like, I wanted a better movie for it. I thought that scene was very effective. I shed a tear.
Man, I was in a spell. Like the first 10 minutes though, when he's winning the award for the seeds and whatnot, I thought, and they were selling really fast. I thought like he had discovered a strain of like opium, and he was gonna be like distributing his own thing. There was like a brief moment where I was like, where could this go? Where's the danger gonna
These
come
are
from?
all
Where's the
more
mule?
interesting movies.
that would've been,
I
like,
thought it was
crazy.
gonna have
Like
like
Tobacco?
a taxi driver ending where he was gonna be the one like shooting his way, to
I
freedom
thought so
or whatever.
too. Like,
Yeah.
Like maybe he kills Andy Garcia, but
they
like,
hint at a combat history.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia is overthrown by what's his name?
Clifton Collins Jr.
Which you
A
see
sweaty mess in this.
You see him kind of lurking in the background of the cartel, and you're like, well, he's like, this actor is in so much shit. He's obviously going to do something. He takes out Garcia, and then he becomes the evil kingpin.
Over a phone.
No.
You don't even see him. He's like, kill him. If
like,
you're on top of him, kill him right now.
There's
Yeah.
no confrontation. Like, what we want to see, they establish cartel guards with golden machine guns. Like,
Yeah, it's in it,
we
isn't it?
want to see Clint take out the cartel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
We want
like
a
some of his
showdown.
buddies from
Yeah.
the VFW,
Why
like maybe
not?
they all like
Yes.
it's like the Expendables except way more real and
Pepper
like way
Clint,
You gotta-
Peppermint
you
Clint.
gotta
way
have-
more
You gotta
gritty.
have Clint with a gun, man.
Because
You gotta-
like I thought it would have been cool, like had he deviated from the run to say goodbye to his wife, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna kill him or whatever. And Clint knows this, obviously, so he's ready for him, you know. So he's just gonna go out in a blaze of glory, like give us some climax.
But instead,
but that doesn't build that.
Instead, he walks out of the funeral. The two new school cartel dudes rough him up, and Clifton Collins is like, take care of it. They let him finish his run, and then he gets intercepted on the freeway by a hard-charging DEA agent, and that's it.
He doesn't fight it.
He doesn't
just gets
fight
arrested.
it.
He's like, it was me.
He's like, it was me. They take us to the court, and he's like, guilty. He knows.
And then his family's like still with him.
His family's
could've
like,
got off.
what? His family's like, no.
We'll
And
come
the
and
judge
visit
is
you.
like, why don't you play the game,
Yeah, the judge is like that.
And so then it ends with him alone tending to flowers in prison. So the whole thing
It's
about
immoral. It's totally
the
immoral.
whole thing about wanting to be together with his family again is out the fucking window. You want to make up lost time, old timer?
Dude,
like,
you just gave away what little time you had
you
left.
fucked it
You
up.
selfish, criminal, bringing drugs into our country, the country that you fought for and defended in the Korean War.
It really was.
It has so many problems
He was
all
after
over
the
the map.
Thanksgiving invite. It's like somebody who gets someone to say, you know what, I really want to have sex with you tonight, and then be like,
say-
good, that's all I wanted to know. Goodbye.
Won't
I
miss
just-
it as you walk away.
Just wanted to know that I still got it.
For what it's worth, he's sorry for everything, guys.
He's real
I don't know
sorry.
why two people referred to him as Jimmy Stewart. Like, hey, great Jimmy Stewart.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Okay.
Is that in the script?
Well, you were enjoying, his and fantasizing about his opium business while he was giving away flowers.
Yes.
He mumbles a Jimmy Stewart impression, and then a woman who is purchasing flowers says, "Was that Jimmy Stewart?"
Yeah.
And then
That was
it's a
so
hard
awkward.
cut,
Oh, I missed
hard,
that,
awkward
yeah.
cut.
Oh,
We all
I
missed
remember
it.
that. Yeah, it
You
ends on
shouldn't-
her.
It
Yeah.
was badly delivered and covered, so you shouldn't have understood it. And I only understood it like 10 minutes later, where I was like, what was that lady talking about?
And then a guy later, though.
And
in
then
a
the
gas
cop
station,
is like, you do a
Hey.
great Jimmy Stewart.
That's a great Jimmy Stewart. He's not doing anything.
He's not doing much. So, I mean, the movie's got a lot going on in it. I wouldn't say it's action-packed by any stretch of the imagination, but it is very interesting. Oh, the other Salad Dragon scene, which I was sure was the Salad Dragon scene. Clint's ambling around. He gets leisurely lunches on his trips, which the cartel doesn't like. And he
Best pulled pork sandwich.
He happens by this motorcycle club or gang or whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
They're
man.
fixing a motorcycle, and he's I kid you not, he's like, it's the alternator or
Yeah,
It's
it's
a muffler. I know. I used to have one.
whatever it was.
Ah.
He's like,
Son.
I'll tell you, it's the alternator, son. And this black woman stands up and literally grabs her breast and says, "Who you calling son?" And then they all turn.
She cocks them. She's just like, shh.
Yeah, she does. She cocks her breast, and they all stand up, and you realize that it is a lesbian motorcycle.
Butch-
gang.
Butch lesbian
and they
club.
tell him, we're
Oh.
dykes with bikes.
We're dykes with bikes.
Oh,
And-
there's worse. Than
And
Dykes on bikes.
and they're like, move on, old man. Like you can tell what what Clint's afraid of in this world. He's afraid of technology, Mexicans, dykes on bikes. Like, they're rude to him, they're just like move on, old man. He's like, all right, later, dykes.
It's amazing he has such a stage. Eastwood has such a stage to present his ideas like this. I mean, this is just like a blanket that he unfolds for us, and it's like, yeah, get this group in there because I want to say that shit line. Thanks, Dykes.
But what is
And I
the
wanna-
audience? The audience is probably, a little uncomfortable too with how it's framed. Like,
And then he helps
Not
this
this audience.
family change a tire, and he's like, you Negro.
Oh,
he
my
said, I
God.
love helping
Oh, my
Negroes.
God.
I love helping Negroes.
I love helping you Negroes out.
I think the audience did cringe a little bit.
The
at
audience
that, yeah.
cringed
There
at
was
that.
laughter.
Yeah.
There's laughter.
And they're
But-
like, sir, black or just person is fine. I'm
We're
like,
people.
dude, they should beat
You're
his
black.
And
ass.
That's right.
then,
He's like,
and then
"No
there's a
shit."
weird scene where they pull over the wrong truck, and it's a Mexican guy who speaks English, and he's just saying, I'm in danger. I'm complying. This is the most dangerous 5 minutes of my life, getting
that's
pulled
just
over
wild.
by
That was
by
a weird
cops.
scene.
Very weird.
That was
he
like a
said
salad
I
dream.
He
think
said his script
that was
lines
another
twice.
thing where Clint was like,
I gotta balance it.
Yeah, I gotta balance it a little from the racism. So I gotta be like, we gotta have a Mexican that's like.
But it's weird.
It is weird.
But
like
it is
tone
racist.
deaf.
But it is like racist because they pull him over because they think he's a drug runner, and then he's like this panicky, scared dude, and he's like they're laughing at him. You know, the audience is supposed to be laughing at that guy. It's supposed to be like a weird comic relief moment, but it's bad. It's really bad.
That's my main, and I don't know like how deep you can go with this because like, you know, talking about how movies affect psychopaths, you can never win, you know, because then it's like, oh well, what can you or can't you have in a movie that could trigger somebody to do something weird? But you can't ignore it when it's a theater full of aged white folk and they are laughing at what is perceived to be an overreaction of police brutality couched in a movie where he's kind of saying, yeah, it's okay to laugh at this character being racist. Mm-hmm. Like, what is it doing? Like, it made me think that, you know, if an 80-year-old stand-up comedian goes out there and just drops N-bombs, he could be super famous right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I want to fan that flame.
Like, what is it? Like, what are you saying, Clint? Mm-hmm. Being this character again.
Yeah, this is Gran Torino 2. This is
It's unapologetic. Yeah, I mean, it really is.
And like,
it's his middle finger to the millennium generation.
It really is.
Because at a certain point, I almost wanted to give him the middle finger, just sitting in the audience, like at the screen.
Well, and then there's a key point where Bradley Cooper's like, I like talking with you guys sometimes, you old guys, because you've lived so long, your filter's falling off. And then Clint's like, I never did believe that I had one. You know, and it's just like, these colors don't run. Yeah, fuck yeah. You know? Like, I don't know. It felt like we were vacationing outside our demographic, which is exciting, and I don't know. I'm really curious to see what you guys' bone count is. I still don't know mine. I don't know. Brother Nathan, what do you got? We'll still pick on you.
Yeah.
What do you give the Mule?
Well, I was, you know, like, I'm going back and forth. Like, he is captivating to watch. Like, he did carry the film. At first, I was like, he's not going to be able to do it. He kind of squeaked out his first few lines. He looked like older corpse, somehow.
Like a corpse.
I was just like, it kind of like stopped my heart. You know, I was like, oh, okay, this is our Clint.
This might be his last movie.
But, you know, what we got, the disappointment for me is his character is kind of a sketch. It feels like one of his other guys, as we mentioned before. It feels like Torino. It feels like that character, and it's just not, that's not what I was hoping for this. I was hoping maybe there was a deeper
It's kind of like he coasted on the Dirty Harry persona for a while, and now he's coasting on the Gran Torino guy.
That's what made, like, Unforgiven was so... There was a blank spot in his past, too. Unforgiven had that murder, and, like, he was a terrible, dirty old cowboy, and somehow that was just so much cleaner, but it's made by the same guy. You can tell
I can't even reconcile that right now, and it scares me to revisit.
No, he has versions of these movies. They all kind of feel the same, and that's why I do return to Eastwood sometimes. I like some of those early ones. They really are on the track. They're slow and everything, but you get on its pace and you follow him, and sometimes he can direct a winner. It's really about the material. And he's casting like a who's who. He's got the whole thing. So, I mean, I think for people that know what they're going to get into with this movie, Eastwood movie, it's
almost
entertainment.
It's almost like Woody Allen cast at this point. They just want to work with him, you know?
Well, the stories
despite what you may or may not think about him.
There's a story skeleton there it's like a genre movie. I mean, he you know it's leading somewhere, and the jokes and all this off-color stuff is playing up to an audience that's just like, you know, they're loving it. So we witnessed that early screening.
We did.
I'm 1.5 bones.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to revisit this one. It's just not an Eastwood that, you know. I hope this isn't his final film, but
it very well.
It feels personal like his other ones. I don't want to follow him kind of with this this incarnation of himself.
That's a 1.5 from Brother Nathan.
1.5 bones.
Brother Bishke, what do you got going on?
Well, I think we have to frame this like.
Frame it up.
What did we expect from the director of the 1517?
Come on, dude.
I'm just saying.
The specter of 1517 looms large.
Earlier this year, we saw that movie, and that movie is a woof. I mean,
it's a woof. It's a woof.
It's a wolf.
Yeah.
There's nothing redeeming about it.
It's a wolf times infinity.
There's nothing redeeming. You are watching someone's vacation
And
videos.
somehow the trailer for this got me not like super excited because I'm not like a big fan of like late Clint stuff. And he is the classic Republican, you know, and it's shining through in this movie. He is the aging war vet that's just hanging on to his racist quips and you know, I had laughs.
Yeah, you did.
And I had one just laughing fit that I have not had.
I'm watching your bone count closely because I think we're on the same page.
Okay, well, I don't know.
You got to speak with your heart. You got to speak with your heart.
I'm gonna go with one bone.
What? Pull your fucking punch. I know you want to give it more. I know you want to.
Because all this stuff that's going through my head.
I know.
Of the racism and the
I know, but I know you want to.
But
that's fine. One bone.
Okay.
You're off the hook.
Okay.
Brother Lucas, commence the takedown.
Yeah,
Student feature.
I was having. Well, that's what the 15 to 17 Paris is, without a doubt. Like, without a doubt.
We'll agree on that.
But with this, with like Bishke said, when I saw the trailer, like I perked up. You know, I sent it to Brother Zach, and Zach was like, "Dude, why are you sending this to me? I hate Clint Eastwood." And I was like, "Yeah, but he's like an old guy still making movies, like at the theatrical level. That's got to count for something, right? I gotta see what this is all about." And so I went in expecting high, like intense drama, because that's what the trailer promises. Like, holy shit! Like, it was a trailer just mesmerizing. Yeah, like it's just intense.
You guys really love this trailer.
Yeah, man.
I thought it looked like kind of what it ended up.
When he's like, no, because they recut the audio, so like in the trailer it's like, for what it's worth, like I'm sorry for everything.
Right,
but in the
right,
movie, it's like that's not what happens. Like it's cut up. But anywho, for the longest time, I was just sitting there thinking, like, this is like a wolf. Like, this is painful. Like, I was cringing at the heavy-handed, clunky family drama at the weddings and the cold open, and like Clint's just cadaver-like performance and muttering. Like, there were a couple of scenes like where I thought it was a salad dragon, where I'd lean over and look at Bishke or Nathan or even you, Lodge Master, and we were all laughing at it, like how bad Clint's character was, and like his like movie was like just like it just was not, you know, up to snuff. But like when that one salad dragon scene got served, like I honestly the hardest I've laughed all year was during Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11, like with that cold open 11/9, excuse me, and I was like laughing pretty hard during that. But I don't think the tears actually came out of my eyes. But with this, like I had to cover my face because I couldn't look at it directly, because if I did, I would have died. Like I would have died.
Olive Garden,
Clint at that age, in that pose.
It was like Olive Garden, endless salad dragon. Endless salad dragon.
He saw that in the script and he's like, I gotta do this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't write this, but I
It
gotta
was
do
like
that.
his weird
No, he
victory.
put that in the script.
Yeah, no, it was like his weird victory
no
lap,
mistake.
like where he gets away with like partying up with girls and like
He's
having this
complimenting
excuse.
the mansion at every turn.
And-
speed kills.
And he's so and he's like so complicit in being fine with like the drug trade. Like the
That was
politics
bizarre.
of this is so awful and
weird.
wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it one bone just because it's really like a half bone for the idea and then a half bone for that salad dragon. But honestly, like if it didn't have that salad dragon and it was just like him puttering and muttering and being racist throughout, like I would have been like much worse off. But if I laughed that hard, like I was crying. I mean, I was
there's
dying.
something to it. There's something to it.
Like when I saw boobies, like my brain broke. Like it broke.
Oh man, I got a bone and a half. That first bone is for that scene. Forever, man.
All right, so that's a one bone. We got one bone, 1.5 bone.
All right, yeah.
I am going to do what Brother Bishke could not. I'm going to give this 2 bones. They're not solid
Robust,
bones.
you know,
They're not
robust.
solid. They're very calcium deficient bones. They are brittle. They are old bones.
They're
They're transparent bones.
Hunched over.
But I like that scene with him and Cooper at the Waffle House. I thought he and Wiest on the deathbed was very moving, despite the fact that it didn't really have a right to. based on what came before. And that fucking salad dragon, man. That sequence. All
So
those,
crisp, so green.
So fresh.
So fresh.
We gotta
So
cut
fresh.
that into a mega
Just
mix.
a lot of dressing on it, man.
I gotta give it 2. And it's a 2-hour fucking movie. I wasn't on the edge of my seat by any stretch of the imagination, but I wanted to know what was coming next. I was interested.
Yeah.
And despite all the criticisms are extremely valid, but I gotta give it that 2. That's the Mule.
right.
And thinking about all the families. I can't
Yeah,
stress
this audience was laughing
gonna be
and
a
they were
big
enjoying it.
holiday.
over
Yeah.
the holiday season. Just imagine it. You guys have already experienced the crimes of Grindelwald. You've dipped into Aquaman. We're getting towards the end of Christmas break. Well, Dad wants to go see the Mule, or Grandpa wants to go see the Mule.
Yeah.
Let's go to the movies. Let's see the Mule with
Make
Dad or
America
Grandpa.
great
Bradley
again.
Cooper's
Yeah.
in it.
Bradley-
Bradley Cooper's in it.
That's what happened
All
when
American.
Bradley Cooper walked into Laurence Fishburne's office for the first time in the movie. The elderly couple next to me, no joke, they went, "That's him. That's Bradley Cooper."
The American Sniper.
The American Sniper himself. And I could feel them become completely at ease with the movie and think we are in
Safe hands,
deft, wonderful, safe, nurturing hands right now, which is fucking hilarious. So 2 bones for me. Might come back to haunt me someday, but I don't care. I had a great time, and that Salad Dragon's one for the ages, and it's a great one to just dunk on the end of 2018.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
right on.
wind up in a montage trailer
I
for
fucking
our
loved
lodge.
it. It was amazing. So that's the end of the calendar year, y'all.
Last one.
That's right.
In 2019, we ain't gonna stop this train. This train's gonna keep on rolling.
As long as A-List exists.
As long as
Yeah.
A-List
Let me just be
exists.
clear. Without the subscription service, I would not be able
We
to
couldn't do it.
maintain pace.
So thank
Like,
you,
no
AMC
way.
A-List.
Yeah.
Your fucking theaters project too dark. It's too quiet a lot of the time. But thank you for your A-List service.
We're gonna be in Burbank a lot.
We're gonna
next
be in
year.
Burbank a lot. So come.
Let's get cozy.
Yeah, come get cozy with us. We're gonna have just the most sparkling guests, some new voices for you, and also the Lodge Mistress is going to be upgrading this Prius in early first quarter 2019.
Nice.
I spoke to her about it, and I'm like, okay, well, what are you thinking of getting? And she's like, well, there's this one model that's discontinued that's a little bit bigger, and I'm like, well, why do you like? What's your reasoning behind that? And she's like, no, I can't tell you. And I'm like, why not? She's like, it's not what it should be. It shouldn't be what is deciding my car choice. And I was like, no, we're married. You can tell me anything. And she said, I want you guys to be more comfortable in the Lodge cast. So I almost shed a tear. I was just like, that is the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So
Pile some more people on it.
Yeah.
We get 2 more bodies in
we
here.
can fit
Back
some
here.
more.
Yeah.
We can fit some more guests in
One
at
down the
once.
center aisle. Yeah.
So look forward to that, and have a safe and wondrous Mule-tastic holidays. Take your family to the Mule.
Take
Mule
them on a
time.
ride.
It's
Take 'em-
Mule time.
Feel good movie of the year.
Love and light, y'all.
Love and
Right.
light.
Woo!
That's a great Jimmy Stewart impression.
He looks like a bowl of porridge with eyes.